Hey nerds, Bevan here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about both the past and the future. Before we get into it though, I have set another goal here, subscriber-wise, to hit 250 before the end of the year. So if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe because I'm talking about toys all the time talking about toys. So when I say I'm talking about the past and the future today, I am referring to, of course, action figures. In 2020, I think I want to start a vintage toy collection for myself. So today, we're going to talk about the 5 90s toy lines I plan to collect next year in 2020. If you are in any way familiar with this channel, you know I have this really weird obsession with the Street Sharks, so you know they're top of this list. These figures were dope as hell back in the 90s. They were like these big sturdy action figures with like cool action features, and like their legs were hard plastic and so were their arms, I believe, and their body, torso / head, mouth, however sharks are broken up anatomy wise, was like the soft rubber, so you could like, I don't know, it felt, I think they were trying to go for like that sharky flesh feeling. The unfortunate part about that though is that these figures are pretty hard to find in really good condition, and even like kind of beat up ones go for like way more than I think they should. Last month when I was at the Retro Game and Toy Show here in Regina, there was one booth with Street Sharks, and they were like nowhere near mint, they were out of box, and they were $25 to $40 a piece. So I may have to bite the bullet on this toy line, but like this cartoon means a lot to me, and I'm actually rewatching it on YouTube right now because there's a playlist that has every single episode 1 through 40 on YouTube for free. So I'm watching that right now and I'm about halfway through. So I need these toys. I just need these toys, but I only need like the 4 original sharks. Yeah, luckily I'm not going to go balls deep into any of these lines, just like the main core characters. I don't need any of those side pieces. Number 2 is Kenner Batman. Now, I love Batman in the 90s, but like not like other kids. I was more about the movies. I grew up watching Michael Keaton Batman, which was like probably way too dark for a kid my age because I was born in '89. I am as old as that movie, so even when I was like 5, the movie was like still pretty new, still wasn't old enough for that movie. But like, even though I didn't really have a huge attachment to the cartoon, which is super weird because it's Batman and a cartoon in the 90s, and I was a kid in the 90s, you think I would have been obsessed with that cartoon, but I really wasn't. I didn't watch it a whole lot. Maybe because it was a little too dark. I don't really know. I can't say because I love the movies, but I didn't love the cartoon. I don't know. But the cartoon has awesome figures from it, but so does like the offshoot lines, like Legends of the Dark Knight. And then like the movie figures are awesome, and Batman's just awesome, and yeah, so 90s Batman figures from Kenner, I'm gonna be all about. I could probably fill a whole shelf with just those guys. A superhero show I did love back in the 90s was Spider-Man, and these figures were frickin' sweet. I remember specifically loving these figures because they just resembled 100% what was on my TV screen. They were like, they weren't comic figures, they were 100% from the cartoon. And I had a whole bunch of these as a kid. I love the bad guys because they were just dope. I had Rhino, I had Scorpion, I had Shocker. I don't think I had any of the Goblins. I think I said Rhino already. I had a really awesome Kraven figure from this line. I had Venom and Carnage, whose rubber masks would come off to reveal Eddie Brock and Cletus Cassidy. And when I was in 2nd grade, some MFer decided to steal them from me, and I never had them back, which was unfortunate. So now I gotta like get them back. The last cartoon I'll talk about here is a little bit off-brand, I think, for what this whole other video is all about and what's really mainstream in terms of the 90s figures. But I am definitely talking about Reboot. Part of me thinks this show was like only big in Canada. I have no idea if Americans are familiar with this cartoon. If you're from the States and you know Reboot, comment below. And if you don't know Reboot, comment below. I'm actually very curious to see how much reach this show had, because I'm pretty sure it was like just Canada, but I could be way off base. If you're not familiar though, this show is really cool because they basically like lived in the internet, and I don't know internet terminology at all except for memes, but this like weird beam of energy would like come down onto the city, and all the characters would like run into it because that was an adventure to like save the city. And you had like Bob and Enzo and Dot, and they were your good guys. And then you had your bad guys like Megabyte and Hexadecimal, and the two funny robots called Hack and Slash. And there was this little TV called Mike, and he would always be like, you can get this for the low price of only $99.99. I'm pretty sure he's a used car salesman in a past life. And then the final line I will talk about is Power Rangers. However, specifically the little head flipper guys. These toys were really cool. I mean, they had this line, and then I think they had their main 8-inch line where it was like fully articulated action figures, but I like these ones because you could flip their heads from this to this. So you guys will obviously notice a couple major ones missing from the list, like there's no Ninja Turtles, there's no X-Men, and maybe those are the only two big ones. But like as I thought about the toy lines I wanted to collect to talk about specifically in this video, it really just dawned on me like how big superheroes were in the 90s. Like, that was like the big Marvel Comics boom when X-Men #1 sold 8 million copies. Like, you think kids are into superheroes right now because of MCU? Absolutely. Like, no, we're talking about the original superhero boom back in the 90s. Everything was a superhero. Everything was a superhero ripoff. It was superheroes and mutants because there was the X-Men, there was Ninja Turtles, there was the things that were ripoff of the Ninja Turtles because you had Street Sharks, Biker Mice from Mars, what was it, the Cowboys of Misamu, and then Power Rangers was there, and they had all their own ripoffs too, like Beetleborgs. There's a whole bunch of other ones that I am forgetting, but like the 90s was all about superheroes, superhero cartoons, and superhero action figures. If you're still with me here, you might as well hit subscribe because this is the kind of stuff I want to talk about on my channel on a very, very regular basis. Comment below your favorite action figure line or toy line or whatever from the 1990s. If you were to go back to 1993 and tell yourself, little Jimmy, what's your favorite toy? What is he going to say to you? If you like this video, hit that like button. If you really like the video, hit that subscribe button, which is either below the video or up in the corner. I think it's below the video if I'm remembering correctly. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BevanBoychuk, Facebook.com/BevanBoychuk1. And until next time, folks, I will see you next time, folks.